This week on Question Mark, we talk about Christmas vouchers and also the importance of your brand having a podcast and getting into voice. Sam asks, for those in hospitality selling gift cards this Christmas, what advice would you give to the strategy around maximising interest in sales? I'm really interested to hear your thoughts on standard monetary values versus special offers versus gift cards for experiences or bundles, e.g. Rev's date night cards, Boston Tea Party Ultimate Hangover Cure gift card. Hi, Sam. Thanks for the question. So very timely in terms of it being Christmas time and obviously super close to your heart in terms of what you guys do at Toggle and Airship. What I would say is, God, there's quite a lot to say about this. So in terms of the first part of your question, what advice would you give to their strategy? So maximizing interest in sales, it's dead simple. There's three parts to this. There's owned channels. So your channels that you own, your website, your email signatures, your email communications, your social media channels, and friends and family, all these internal things that you actually control, I think would be the best thing to look at there. So that's owned. Milk that, flood it, and make sure that you're doing everything in your power. Every stroke of the key for the next month is pushing these vouchers through every single one of your channels. Even get your staff selling them on their own pages where they can make a cut. This is huge. You need to maximize this. So that solves one part of the problem. Second thing then is all around your paid channels. So not enough restaurants really have paid channels. They don't usually pay for PPC. They don't do a lot of SEO work. And they're really far behind in terms of that amplification. Obviously, times are tough now and all that, but they never did. So from that perspective, you need a good strategy there around making sure that your paid channels are returning for you. And I would really, really, really concentrate on social ads, and I would super concentrate on your SEO and your PPC. Now, for example, if you type in restaurant gift vouchers, the only restaurant of note coming up really is the Ivy Collection. So well done them in terms of SEO, brilliant stuff. Then you've got things like cocktail gift vouchers. Alchemist comes up, All Bar One comes up. So good job to them. Then you have to sort of dig a bit deeper, eating out restaurants, eating out gift vouchers, things like that. Less big search volumes. There's a few restaurants appearing, but nothing great. Then you can get into burger gift vouchers, which Honest Burger and Byron appear for. So great stuff for them. But what I would say is you really need to sort of look at that and do some work to find out what the search volumes are, because the search volumes of, something poke gift vouchers, might be quite low. Or pasta gift vouchers, Italian restaurant, or even the name of that restaurant. This is all about lean back, the lean forward people who are typing in, things like, I'm trying to think of a restaurant, Lino or, one of these, or those types of restaurants. Then, if someone types that in, that's what they're going for, and they're lean forward and you've got them, right? So that's fine. But the biggest problem is that it's a far bigger audience. It's 99% of people are actually searching on the generic term. So just try and be there if you can. And then the third thing I would say is, is this earned stuff. So people raving about you and the experiences you had. Can you tap up people that have used your experiences before, your gift vouchers before, and get some testimonials from them, to earn that, to use it in your communications? Also, have you got a PR strategy around that? Again, that'll get you some earned stuff. And also look at what people are saying about you online and try and amplify that and engage with them and talk to them as well. And also online, listen well, because so many people every second of every day at the moment are going to say, I need Christmas gift ideas. Any ideas for good gift vouchers? What's the best gift vouchers out there for a 14-year-old kid? Whatever. Be in there and you will make so many sales. The second part of the question then is about monetary value versus special gifts. I think it's a nice thing to have both. I come from the experiences industry. It's where I first started. Before I joined lastminute.com, I worked for one of their experience agencies called Exhilaration, which I think is now maybe owned by Virgin. And at one stage we were beating red letter day, so we're very happy. But from that perspective, I think it's quite nice to have the rational and the emotional. So really think about, the weekend away or the dirty weekend away voucher and all these things as we used to have at lastminute.com, but also have the 10, 15, 20 and all the rest of it. So I think you need to see what your best selling things are, really think of it like acting together to bring a product sort of bundle together, something like that, and then a monetary value around it, and then an offer around it, and then a voucher around it, and then also just have your 5s, 10s, 15, 20s and all the rest of it. I mean, just try to be as flexible as possible in the denominations as well. You're going to get breakage. People are going to spend more. So, don't worry about it too much. Also, I would be tempted to stick 24 months on the gift vouchers if you can, because it's uncertain times at the moment and you'll only find yourself with an absolute shed load of admin. So try and do that. I mean, Virgin Points, for example, Air Miles have now changed to Virgin Points and they've got no expiry date whatsoever. So, that's helpful to the customer and won't leave a bitter taste in their mouth if they have to pay you an admin fee to extend their vouchers or something like that. So don't do that. It's not a great idea. So I hope that answers your question. Lawrence asks, hey buddy, 18 months on since our interview, are there any UK food and drink brands taking voice seriously? Surely once you pop You Can't Stop alone can't keep a whole sector out of the podcast pool. Cheers, Lawrence. Thanks, Lawrence, and thanks for the nice message as well. It was so good to hear from you. I hope everything's well with you. Okay, so yeah, voice. Well, I wasn't sure what you meant by voice, actually. I thought you were talking about Amazon and all these things, but let's do the podcast thing first. Yeah, don't get it. It's also taken so long for the industry magazines to start broadcasting as well. It's taken COVID to make that happen too. So I'm glad that a lot of them are on board now and it looks like they're getting some good traction. So that's excellent. I think for the brands, I really think people should be into it. I think it would be a great thing for you to be in people's ears. And what we've talked about is the fight for the eyes is over and the war for the ears has just begun. So I think I would really get into that if I was any brand. So, Ivy or Cafe Rouge or anyone, they're such interesting brands. They've got so much to say. It doesn't really take a lot of work. You can outsource a lot of it if you want to. But I think just get yourself a concept around that podcast. Get yourself, some production teams and things like that to make it sound absolutely brilliant. And there's no better time than now to do it because all we've got really is Zoom calls and communication. So I think it would be a great start to have. And, telling the story of your brand, some recipes, God, it's endless. And also thinking about YouTube as well, try as much as you can to make it video worthy as well. Maybe as a second stage, I think that would really help. So yeah, thanks for that. But just on the Amazon side of things and the smart speaker side of things, I think people haven't really got into that at all either. And again, I would use this time now to get into that because people are using those smart speakers more and more. So many more are going to be sold this Christmas. And I think that that's going to become the norm and people are feeling less prattish about speaking to Apple HomePod or Google Assistant or Amazon or whatever. So from that perspective, I think you really need to look at how you can get your brand on there, whether that's to order products, whether that's for information, whether it's something a little bit more fun, maybe it's a playlist, maybe it's a skill that's learning a language, whatever it is, something to do with your brand. I think that would be a great idea. So get in touch with me if you need any help on that and I can point you to the right person.